Well, let's bring you some fantastic medical news now from the UK. Results from the first study of its kind into the country's human papillomavirus vaccine program show it's working better than expected and is saving lives. The vaccine has been proved to reduce cervical cancer rates by almost 90% in women in their 20s. It's been offered routinely to all girls aged between 12 and 13 in England since 2008. Well, for more on this, let's speak now to Sophia Lowe's. She's Cancer Research UK's Health Information Manager. Well, thanks for taking time to speak to us here on the programme. Well, tell us more about this study.
Yes, so this is a really fantastic study. It's the first time that we are seeing the real-world impact of the UK's HPV vaccination programme. And as you mentioned, we are seeing really fantastic drops of almost 90% in girls who received the vaccine when they were 12 to 13 and who are now in their late 20s.
Tell us how, pervasive and damaging, the HPV has been, to the female and the male population as well.
So HPV is actually a really common virus, and most people will get it at some point in their lifetime. And most people will never know they even had it. But in a small number of people, it can cause abnormal cell changes in the cervix and sometimes in other parts of the body, like the penis, anus, or mouth and throat. And those abnormal cell changes can become cancer. So the vaccine works by protecting against the infection, which then protects against cancer.
Okay. And have you, carried out similar studies or findings across Europe?
So we have an international cervical cancer programme, which is looking at how we can support the implementation and research into vaccination on cervical cancer worldwide.
Okay. Now, also, I wanted to ask you, could this study mean it is the first study of its kind, but does this perhaps, can we look at an end point to a time when women will have to go for routine screenings?
So the women in this study were also eligible for cervical screening. So what this study really demonstrates is the importance of vaccination and screening. And while lots of people will be able to get the vaccine and we will see these amazing drops, hopefully from now and going into the future, the vaccine doesn't protect against all types of HPV. So cervical screening remains important for people to consider.
But what about perhaps, can we look forward to a time when cervical cancer is, no longer such a big threat because of this vaccine, or is it too early to say that?
No, absolutely. This study and the drops that we're seeing in the number of cases of cervical cancer mean that we can look forward to a future where almost no one develops cervical cancer, and that just shows the amazing power of science.